Hey guys, D0nut here. I figured since this episode of the podcast was rather long, I'd plug our sponsor before the show to avoid interrupting any good parts along the way, and so you don't have to hear it randomly. So, as per usual, huge shoutouts to our boys over at Mute City Customs, the legends behind customized consoles and controllers. Powered by Balance Gaming, the team of N-Freak, Typo, and their newly added teammate, Cericium, are just waiting to make you the best controller or console that you've ever had. And while you're there, you might as well buy some of their merch and make it sell like a god church and use the coupon code THEBAKERY at checkout for 10% off the entire order. Also, don't forget to head to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/youngdonut and click the most delicious follow button in the game to be entered for a chance to win a customized controller courtesy of Mute City Customs.
A video on explaining how the winner will be chosen will be uploaded this coming Friday, August 4th, 2017.
Thanks everyone again so much for being so supportive and encouraging of the show. I understand this episode's a little late, as well as it was kind of late being streamed and recorded. Things got a little complicated, but I really appreciate everyone standing by and just the overwhelming amount of support that I've just received lately. Overwhelming sounds bad, but you know what I mean. I really appreciate every bit of support we've gotten for the show, and I love how far we've been progressing, and I can't wait to see what more we can accomplish with the show. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the episode as much as I did. See ya. What is up with it, world? What is good? Welcome to the Bakery and SSBM Podcast here, episode 6 we're facing. And today we actually have quite the interesting selection, as well as the amazing selection of players here to join me today. I am blessed with some tremendous tri-state players, iBDW, Ryobeat and Animal, aka Evan James, Nico Rodriguez, and Cody Schwab. Damn it! I even fucking asked him to tell me it beforehand, and I fucked it up anyway. So guys, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming by. Welcome.
What's up, dude? I'm doing fantastic.
Wow, that was a whole group of yes.
It was like,
So again, thank you guys so much for coming. It's great to talk to you guys. First off, if everyone would want to go down the line, quite frankly, if you didn't see the stream, it's Animal first, then iBDW, and then Nico. So if you guys want to go down the line, say who you are, give just an introduction about you guys, go right ahead.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Animal. I'm a Long Island player, but moved to the New York City. I'm a social studies teacher at a high school. I teach 9th and 10th graders. I started playing maybe in 2006. Really far back. Started on Can I Say a videos with a friend. Then Prague. Everyone knows Prague, the infamous, legendary father of everybody in the community. Literally found me on Smashboards. Sat down with my parents for about 2 to 3 hours, actually in person, sat down with them to convince them to let me go to tournaments. To the scene. So Prague acted as my literal father, pretty much, to get me, to convince my parents to let me play.
Let's go, Prague.
Prague is super hype.
Nice.
Also, quick side story, I lost my wallet at Apex 2010, first day, and he paid for me for the rest of the tournament. So he's always been a saint to me.
That's nice.
Damn. Big shout outs to Prague. I mean, I feel like everyone shouts out Prague anyway. I feel like he has that natural, like, I know you even called him the father. Like, he definitely has that vibe. I would definitely see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I'm I've been in Fox Main for like 8 or 9 years. School work, and now my career with playing, but been trying to focus more on playing as I've learned how to balance it better. But yeah, that's where I'm at with myself.
Nice. Cody, if you'd like to go next.
Yep. So my name is Cody Schwab. My tag is iBDW. I'm a Fox main. I started playing about 2 years ago. I started in college in upstate New York. I went to University of Rochester. Graduated this past May, so now I'm back in New York City full time. I'm currently working at a law firm while studying for the LSATs, and then next year I'm planning on going to law school.
Dang.
Kind of got into Smash because my cousin, we'd always have a lot of fun playing Smash together as like kids, very casually. And then he started playing PM seriously, and we played Melee. He just absolutely wrecked me. I was like, damn, what the hell's going on? I don't understand.
Yep.
And it just looked super cool, so I wanted to try it out. School at a Smash team, so I just wanted to see how good I could get. And that kind of brought me to now. I think a lot of the other stuff will be covered later, so I'm going to keep it short for now.
Nice. No, it sounds about right. And actually, it's kind of funny. I love Smash God already in the chat was saying I be doing work.
Yeah. We'll talk about the tag later.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get to that. And
Smash
Nico,
God knows the pains of having awful tags as a kid that you just kind of have to keep.
Oh, trust me.
We share that pain pretty well, although now he's Rishi.
Let's go, Rishi.
If you say Rishi, he will kill you. It's RishiLikeFishy. It's like fishy.
Oh, okay.
RishiLikeFishy.
Do you have to add the fishy?
I mean, I just think it should be. That's what his tag should be. RishiLikeFishy, but
Rishi I feel like if he changed it from Smash God, I don't know if he would really want RishiLikeFishy, but it's all up to you, man. You're on the chopping block here, Rishi. So, Nico, if you want to give your introduction, go right ahead, man.
All right. My name is Nico Rodriguez. My tag is Ryobeat. My sponsor is Makeshift, and I always call myself a New York player, but I am from New Jersey, so I'm just about a tri-state player. I started playing Apex 2012 was my first tournament. I had just turned 14, and I just got into it because I've always been competitive, and my brother like introduced me to this like child prodigy that lived up the block from me that played Smash.
Oh,
and
damn.
he super fucked me up, and I was like, damn it, I need to learn what to do. So I looked up how to play Melee, and I found Walk's advanced tutorials. I found Genesis 1, and I was like, geez, like the things you can do in this game are crazy.
Right.
So I've played it ever since then. I started competitively in 8th grade, which is nutty to think about. Like, I always feel like people think I'm a newer player because I'm young, or like I've been on the come up recently.
Right.
But I've been playing since I was a little kid. Yeah, I'm coming up on like 6 years of the game.
Nice.
And then yeah, I think that's about it.
Cool. I like it. It's a good start to everything. And I know, Cody, you just said you graduated from what, University of Rochester?
Yeah.
So Evan and Ryan, it's hard not to think your name is actually Ryan with a tag Ryobeat, but again, we'll get into tags
Yeah, right.
later on, but I always thought it was that. But I guess Evan and Nico, you guys have like education, stuff like that. You guys went to school?
Oh yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I graduated from St. Joseph's College, and I have my master's degree from there too.
Nice.
So
nice.
I graduated from Lincoln School Middle School, and
All right.
no. Well, I graduated from high school. Well, I graduated high school, which is nice. I'm going to be a sophomore in college. I'm going to Montclair. Similar to Evan, I am looking to be a high school teacher, English teacher, that is.
Nice.
And yeah, so we're going down the same line, which is pretty cool.
No, good stuff. Cool. So when you were thinking about how you would first get introduced to the game, it seems a lot of people reference like that player way back. They beat their ass once and then just continue to grow from there. Do you see that as like the same thing when new players get into the game? It's all just like, oh, this guy beat me, now I got to beat him, stuff like that.
Is that like Smash is one of those things, and it always has been, where for some reason everybody always thinks they're the best, regardless of like how much information you know. So like everyone thinks they're good at ping pong. I don't know why. I feel like everyone, if you ask anyone, they'll always say they're good at ping pong, regardless of how good they actually are. And Smash is kind of the same way. Like if you could beat your friends, like, oh yeah, of my friend group, I'm the best.
Yeah.
You always think, oh yeah, I'm just a god at the game.
It's very true.
And that's kind of what happened with me and my friend. We were really good. We beat other people. And then some guy was like, no, you're not good. Check out this Ken and Isaiah video. And that's good. And so like we got humbled through watching Ken and Isaiah, like, wow, wait, we're actually pretty trash. So I feel like that is pretty true to like new players too. They maybe win online or net play. They maybe win against their friends, but if they come to an actual tournament, just get washed. Yeah. And it's good. That's good. It's a humbling experience for them.
We actually just had like a father, well, not so much I think it was some dad and like his nephew or something. They actually came to one of our weeklies, and at first they wanted to sign up for Melee, and then we also were running PM, and then they saw the vast amount of characters and immediately switched. I was so sad. But that's definitely like the same thing. Like it was their first tournament. You know, they definitely got bought, but it was like, this is how you learn about the community. And yeah, I could see what you mean there. So everyone just wants to be good, and then you get whooped, and you're like, oh, I'll beat your ass. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. I definitely think that's how it works.
So far in 2017, I know what got made. You guys had a winter/spring PR made for like the New York City metropolitan area. I'm assuming this basically covered tri-state more than just NYC. I'm assuming because of the name.
Tri-state.
It was like almost tri-state. I think some mentionable names that were outside of it were some Connecticut people and some New Jersey people. Like I would say Zealous definitely would have been on here. Lint would have been on here. Swift Base could have been on here. I'm probably blanking out on some other New Jersey people.
It's all good.
But Sizz too. I think he would have been on this for sure. But it definitely encapsulated a lot of players. Oh, and a lot of Long Island. Like I would say 42nd, Dark Tooth, even Cody to an extent.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, I was gonna say it's definitely probably like 80%, 85% of Tri-State, but there are some notable names missing. I think the highest ranked player probably would have been Dark Tooth.
Yeah.
He probably would have been around 10th or 9th somewhere on this. Probably 10th. I don't know if he would have been above Tuesday based off results. He's super good, but just off the results last quarter, based off what I'm remembering, I don't think he would have been above him, but definitely the potential to be above him. So he's probably the biggest name off that.
Gotcha.
And then everyone else would have been in like, most of those names would have been 12 to 17 range, probably. 11 to 17, somewhere around there.
And I know, Nico, you were on like the board to like help come up with the PR for this, right?
Right, yeah.
We all were.
Oh, all three of you.
Yeah.
I was
Perfect. See, I was gonna say I was pretty sure Cody was. I wasn't sure if Evan was, so I made sure.
Yeah, we all were.
Gotcha. And so, as far as looking at this list in the beginning of 2017, how do you think it's shifted all that much? Do you think like these players are still kind of the same?
I think looking at hacks at 14 is pretty indicative of how it's shifted. Yeah.
True.
I think there's a lot of movement on this, to be honest.
I think the few most obvious things that point out to me is Tuesday definitely jumped over Flex because Flex has been kind of inactive. So Tuesday and I are like 7 and 8 probably interchangeably. We'd actually both get bumped down because Hacks would be above both of us at this point. Hacks would probably be around 5th or 4th, somewhere like in the Smucker Slocks area. Moon might probably go up.
I think so.
There's an outside shot of Moon at first, to be honest.
Right.
Outside of that one awful tournament based off of Evo and Gommel.
Yep.
There's an outside chance Moon could be first on this right now. Kyle probably would go down to 3rd, and then Swedish probably would go to 2nd. That'd be my guess for like the top 10 range. The rest of it probably stay around the same. Actually, Beerman might go a little bit up. I think Beerman would go a little bit up.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing I would point out from this is the top 15, I think, have like leaps and bounds stepped ahead of the 16 through 20.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
That's a really good point.
Like I was looking at it at first and I was trying to say like, because obviously everyone's biased and they look in their own like perspective. I'm like, I had a really good season. I've been having a really good season. I'm like, but so is Kaon and so is Tusaint and so is iBDW, and then so I guess maybe would be moved down a little bit. Animal has been doing a bunch of good stuff. So is Hacks. So is Beerman. But then after that, it just like stops. I actually don't know what the 16 through 20 would look like right now.
I think G'd probably stay there.
No, he's been losing to a lot of people. He's been losing.
I think actually we go to more to Long Island.
Because G's beaten like DJ. He's beaten me this quarter.
Did he beat DJ this quarter?
I think he has one win over DJ.
I don't know.
A whole nother discussion has been brought
He
out.
also lost Flinchy this
He lost
quarter.
Flinchy, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I do think that's a true thing that below 15, there's a clear like tier difference. Like, I don't think 16 through 20 or anyone in contention has really touched anyone in the top 10, I would say.
Yeah, 1 to 15 are all like top 100 caliber. Like,
yeah.
Even JoJo, who's at 20, who at the time was like rising, I haven't seen as much of him.
He hasn't come out to anything. You haven't seen him because he hasn't been anywhere.
Yeah,
we're really excited about. So yeah, I think there's definitely room. Like Roman, even.
Yeah,
so Roman's probably top 20 right now.
Roman's probably.
I would say he's definitely top 20 right now. So there's definitely like a really good pool of players that are not at the cusp, but definitely, like you said, that tier difference is pretty evident, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's through such a short amount of time too. That's still pretty crazy to even think about, because I can imagine you guys might pool summer into fall for that quarter. I would imagine, so that's going to be interesting to see as well. So if people that aren't following the New York City / tri-state scene, you better follow this, because these guys are giving you the update right now on what you're seeing. So this could be interesting.
It's rough. Like I took a tournament over Swedish, and I'm still like, I can't even move up that much higher. Like,
it's like oh, we are.
I can't even really move.
It's a rough region.
I was also going to say another critique. Obviously, I hope Cody isn't too mad at me at this critique, but I would say like at the time of this ranking, I would say like iBDW and Flex was a tier, Toussaint and Kaon was a tier. I think I was my own tier, and then maybe Animal was the next tier.
Oh, Toussaint jumped into my tier 100%.
I would say 7 through 13, not including maybe, and even I would say Beerman and Hacks is like all really close now.
No, I think Hacks is above that.
Oh, well, yeah, probably Hacks. But outside of that, I do think that, like, you, Toussaint, J-Flex are a lot closer to me, Animal, and Kaon. Not like you guys went down, but I think we picked it up.
Well, I think we and Toussaint actually need to go to more things, because we haven't been to enough to really make a judgment on it yet.
Right, that's true.
Because, like, I haven't done that much. I went to CEO and obviously had a really good performance there. But then, outside of that, I've been to, like, 3 locals. So it's kind of hard to say based off of that. And my worst loss is still only G, I think. So I don't really know. I haven't been to enough.
Right, that's true.
There's not enough data for me to actually know.
Well, with that being a thing, actually, I know we talked a little bit beforehand about like what we'll be discussing here. We can actually skip to that part because of asking the whole balancing work, balancing play, practice, all that. It's struggling to do, or it's a struggle to do when you have, you know, like you have a job, when you have other things to worry about that aren't just Melee, especially when it's not a full-time thing. If you want to even talk about that more, we could talk about how that works for you, at least as a player, in terms of how do you go about balancing the two. And including travel as well, because that's a big thing you just mentioned.
Yeah, so I can at least start with that, because that's something I've been working on forever, because, you know, I've had a career for a bit now.
Right.
And the hardest part is like mentally accepting that, like, this is, you know, do you have time to practice? Maybe not even as much as you would want to. But if you're willing to compete, like, you have to drop those excuses, unfortunately. So even when like you go to a tournament, that's you at your level that you're competing at, and you have to do extra work, stay late at work, do more work on the weekends to try and make the allotted time to go to a tournament. I think it is about time management, but then it's about like mental exhaustion. Like after a full day of work, then driving out to Long Island just to enter like a local tournament is not easy. By any means, not easy. For the sole purpose of like your mentality, but also consistency. Like it's just hard to keep up playing like your consistent best when 80%, 70% of your time is dedicated towards, you know, work. It's a very hard balance to have, but it's doable. It is doable. Just don't expect yourself to be at your full potential, and that could be mentally frustrating.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I've trying to balance my work and studying for the LSATs with tournaments, and that's why I said I don't have a lot of data points. It's because I just haven't had time to travel or even go to locals. On Tuesdays, I'm unable to go to them. I went to a Long Island local last Thursday, but I could only do teams that I had to enter secondaries because I had to get home at a reasonable hour. My location kind of sucks because even though I'm in New York City, I'm like an hour and a half away from each of the major locals.
You are a weird New York City for sure.
Yeah, I'm in a really weird spot, like just smack in the middle of nowhere, far away from everything.
You have sharks.
Yeah, we did find a baby shark on the beach.
Oh my god,
it was pretty funny. But having said that, I think net play is huge, because if you can just net play for an hour or two at night, that's really helpful. I haven't been able to recently because LSAT studying is taking priority over that, and it will for most of August, which kind of stinks.
But it's an understandable excuse as well.
Yeah,
like that's
I have to do it. Yeah, I have to do it. This comes first for sure. So the weekend traveling is going to be really nice because I believe myself and Nico actually both have 4 tournaments coming up this month, and so I'm going to have to pack in every bit of playing I can while I'm at those.
Gotcha.
How about you, Nico? How about school and playing?
All right, so I do want to say the first thing I want to mention is the fact that like I don't like believing in this like max potential idea, because I think everyone has stuff to deal with, whether it's school, work, family, and all that stuff. Truly dedicates 100% of their time to this, or like you should be thinking too hard about what you can and can't do, and like just having that thing in the back of your head, like, oh, if I didn't work X job, or oh, if I didn't have to deal with X family member, then I would be a better player. You just kind of have to understand your own like boundaries with time and like constraints, and you got to work with them. I feel like I've had to accept this for a long time because I've been a young player in the community a lot. My biggest struggle when I was growing up was my parents did not let me go to tournaments that were late, that were far, with people that they didn't know. So like I actually have a Google Doc where you can see all of the tournaments I've ever been to, and a lot of people can vouch for this, but like the first 3 years, and I've been playing for, that's half of my time playing, like I think I've been to like maybe one tournament a month, or as each year progressed, it was like one every 3 weeks or something. And even at that, you would see, I don't know if Animal remembers this because he knows me longer, I would play like my first 2 winners matches, then lose to like DJ, and then I would DQ myself from losers because my parents legit said, no, you have to be home. I don't care what's going on in bracket. I don't care about this, that, or the other. I had to be home.
Jeez.
That almost happened again recently.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it still happens. My dad is incredibly strict and not understanding of Smash, so I still deal with this. And as it goes for me, school is not as big of an issue as it is for, I guess, other people. Obviously, I do take my studies super seriously, but I don't have any other like hobbies that I focus on. Like outside of school, I'm just doing Melee. And I even told myself, so this summer I was like saying, okay, I'm going to be 100% full-time on Melee. And if you look at the amount of locals I've been to, they cater to that. But like Animal said, it's like a lot of mental exhaustion. So my main issue is that like it's hard for me to travel because I don't have a car and my parents are divorced. So I live in 3 different houses, which is my brother's house sometimes, my dad's house predominantly, and my mom's house in the Bronx. Oh, and my dad's house is in Fairview, and Fairview is New Jersey, and then my brother is like a West North Jersey. So I don't know where I'm sleeping most of the time. It's like if a family member is like, oh, I want to spend time with you, I want to see you, I just end up there and see how I make my way around it. But most of the time I'm doing 3 hours of travel every time I go to NIMS.
Damn.
Yeah, and if I can't get home by 11:30, like which is my curfew, then I sleep over a person's house. And then I have to make like a 2-hour travel back home in the morning. So that's always been super rough for me. So even though like this summer I've spent full time in Melee, I'm still not doing as much as I want because like I'll travel that much for a tournament and I'll go to the tournament, but then I'll burn out the next day, or like I lose a whole day because I'm just exhausted from like the traveling and like getting home on time. And then I still have like responsibilities to do at home and with family. So like it super messes with me.
Well, I was even about to mention, like, that sounds almost like it sounds like a blessing and a curse. Like, you're blessed with this area full of tournaments and full of great players, and you want to try and attend so much that it seems like if you attend too much, you're just going to end up screwing yourself over in the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, like, one of the most underrated aspects of, like, to balance this is, like, you need to have a really good understanding of yourself. And that sounds like pretty cliche, but you really do need to understand, like, what can I mentally handle? Like, I know I have this to do still, like this activity or responsibility I need to do. Can I handle going to the tournament and still knowing I can get this done? Like, how much can I take until I'm just too exhausted to function? You really have to understand.
You have limits. Everyone's got limits.
Yeah, you have limits. And how do you manage them? How do you make yourself, okay, I know if I eat at least, I have a little bit more energy, I could probably get through this, or just even the small things of, like, how do you manage your limit, I guess is a good way to put it. And I think that's something you just try to adapt to over time, for sure.
Yeah, even like last month, after not traveling, for whatever reason, 2 weeks ago, the span of like 3 weeks to like last week, I guess, I hadn't done anything in a month, and still I was just like, I really don't want to play Melee. I don't like this game right now.
Yeah.
And that's just because of how much I attend like during the school year, travel and stuff, and how stressful it can get. It's kind of silly, and it kind of sucks at times, but you really have to know when to take breaks.
Well,
It's not that silly because when Cyrox came down,
Oh God.
Long Island and New York City funded Cyrox to come down. It was unfortunate. I mean, I housed them for 10 days, and I've been very good friends with him for about 2 years now. I've been pretty close to him.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I'll explain that later. But he was just kind of mentally not into Melee at the moment. He didn't really want to play. When he spent most of the time with me, I took him to Central Park. I took him to like outside activities because that's where he wanted to be. He wanted to clear his head. He just really didn't feel like he was kind of tired. He was tired, exhausted, disappointed with some of his results.
Right.
And really was turned away from Melee. And it was just unfortunate like that he was here when that happened. Had something he had to deal with. He had to deal with, I don't feel like playing, but I got to. It's my job, and I'm here for that, and I got to get through it. So it's tough pushing through those moments, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think like people truly understand how much a Melee player puts into their craft. Like, here's a good example. Like, I'm actually feeling a little burnout right now. And like, just to give you like a heads up of like what my week was like, it was like Monday, I had a 7-hour like training session at my house with a bunch of Jersey players. Then Tuesday, I went to the Tunes, which was a tournament in like South Jersey. I got home at like 3 a.m., so I needed to catch up on my sleep. And like Wednesday, I was just like recuperating from it. Thursday, I did match analysis, and I also planned for the Tri-State Invitational fundraiser that I did on Friday, which it took me 2.5 hours to get to the person's house where I was being hosted. And then I did a 10-hour long stream. I went to bed at like 6 a.m. Then I woke up at 1 p.m. and went to like straight to Nebs, then competed, and yeah, Sunday and today I've just been taking a break, and it's like the people at Nebs on Saturday could really attest to like the exhaustion they saw in me. Not even so much in my play, but like mental exhaustion. Like I remember I was having a bunch of conversations with Animal, and he can attest to this. That like I was like literally losing my place in conversation. And I just like I actually handled it very well. I was cool with like emotionally how I was playing. I felt like in the game. Obviously I played like a tinge off, but like for the amount I've been like working, I felt like I was playing great. And obviously that's into it. Like you put that into accountability. But I literally like at the end of the tournament, everyone wanted to like hang out and play friendlies with me, and like everyone could just tell I was like, geez, this dude's had enough. Like no more Melee.
Just
so
burnt
I've
out.
just been not doing it.
Yeah. I think what's an interesting point, especially with Nico, with your recent sponsorship. I always think about this dichotomy of like players who have the opportunity to kind of as they're presented with sponsorships, but then you have this like really big gap of players who are still great, who don't have the opportunity and have to balance so much to like, keep up to go into tournaments. And I wish more sponsors would give players like you, like you're a perfect example, like give you the opportunity to make it easier and to attend more and to take some of that stress off.
Yeah. I actually like super want to speak to that because I don't have a job. I like at one point in my Melee career, I needed a job because I wasn't good enough to make money at locals, and it was, I don't know, I think junior year of high school. I was like, I really want to compete, but I can't afford $50 in the city every single Saturday.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to work a job at CVS. That was probably the most hectic time of my Melee career. It would be like I worked from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the second I got off work in my like outfit, I would take an hour and a half public transit to Nebs. Like I would walk in and they would tell me my first match. Like that's how tight like the cut time was.
Jeez.
And I like the second I was eliminated, or even if I wasn't eliminated, 9:30 was the time I had to go home, and then I left. But I've been blessed with the that I got good at the game, and now I make like at least my money back when I go to tournaments, so I can at least fund that. But like a lot of people know, I don't really go to nationals or out of region. One reason because of my parents' restrictions, but the other is because I don't have the money for it. And I don't want to get a job because I know that'll take away from like me playing the game as much as I want. So it's like a lot of people I think do make that decision of like, well, if I get a job, I can travel to these nationals, but I won't be able to practice as much. And I made the decision where I was like, you know what, even if I can't practice for nationals, it's better than getting a job and pretty much playing Melee like once a week or something.
Right.
Like I'd rather just do what I want to do locally. But luckily for me, a sponsor came around, Makeshift Gaming, and they're like, look, we want to help you out and make sure you're comfortable playing Melee. And now I'm able to go to Shine and SmashCon and Big House in October, which I'm extremely grateful for. But the main thing is like a lot of people don't have that. Out of everyone in New York, I don't know, there's like 7 or 6 sponsored players, but I could name 20 that deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky. I never really had that issue.
See, I was actually about to ask you because I feel like you, with the education standpoint of like you finished already. You're going for the what is it? What exam is it? I'm sorry, I forgot already.
LSATs.
Exactly. You have that going already, and during the summer, do you just basically study for that, or do you work something in the meantime?
I never worked in the summer so I kind of just got like a perfect stars aligned situation where I don't know why, but the first 3 months when I played Melee in practice, I somehow just got like way better than a lot of people do in the first 3 months. I don't really know why. Mm-hmm. But I went to my first tournament and got like 9th at a pretty stacked upstate local. I remember I lost to like Barry Blaze, and then a Sheik from Binghamton was really good. His name is J Mook. And from that point on, after that, I don't remember the next time in upstate I didn't make money at a tournament after my first one. Upstate, where I went to school, the scene wasn't quite as strong. There were a few like players who could beat me pretty well for the first 6 or 7 months that I played. In Rochester specifically, Mask was always a problem for me for the first like 8 months that I played. Then all the other players in the other regions, Vino would come around sometimes. He was an issue. Obviously, JKJ, Josiah Teg, Manalord. Although Man is a weird situation. I won't get into that now though. Gotcha. But yeah, so I never really had the most competition, so I just kind of made money from the tournaments and was able to use that to go to bigger tournaments. And then when I came back to New York City, just the first summer, I guess I just did well enough to make money back from tournaments. I don't know. You have the luck of the being talented at the game. if that's a thing. I don't even know, man. I definitely got a little bit lucky. I mean, some people are just naturals, you know. There's issues on that. Well, not issues. There's what's the word? I can't even think of it. There's props to that. Who knows? Yeah.
I wouldn't say wouldn't say I'm a natural, but I definitely had a similar regional experience where, you know, I've seen Long Island from its baby form to now. And I've probably been the best player on Long Island since 2012, and only extremely recently, since 2012 to like 2016, 2017, you know, I was kind of on top. And so that did help a lot financially. And recently, or about 2014, 13, I was working at CVS, kind of similar to Nico. Like a great moment in my Melee career is when I was able to convince my parents, like, listen, like I actually make more money from these tournaments than I do from working these pointless hours. And if I quit, I could actually go to more tournaments and make more money. And they were economically like, you know what? Like that makes sense actually. And I was able to quit my job. Like I was able to quit my job because I was making more money playing Melee. I'm like, this is a freaking dream. Like this is like, that is sick. Yeah, like that's a ridiculous moment that where you could be able to say that. So that it's more competitive. You know, it's good it's not good to farm your locals. Like it's better to have a more consistent, steady competition. Absolutely.
Cool. So overall, I know we talked about Tri-State already a little bit, comparing it to like other regions, especially, or not comparing it to other regions. We'll get to that. But we talked about the player skill of the people, at least on your PR that you had. One thing I even asked Toussaint when I interviewed him was about some unknown players that you don't even see on that list. I know you guys even talked about it in your, I think you guys, when you did the stream showing the list, if you want to even go over some of them, because I know maybe that those unknown players have changed. Maybe you see these guys becoming PR'd. Who knows?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I would first want to give a shout out to people who I know can't attend NEBs. So I mentioned a few upstate people. The number one people that I really hope people know, the big into Sheik I mentioned, named J-Mook. This kid's actually like freaking incredible.
Oh, he's amazing.
As long as he doesn't run into a Jigglypuff, he's going to do crazy well at any national he goes to. He just cannot run into Puff. I'm sure he'll get better at the matchup, though. The guy's a grinder and a studier. But that guy is crazy good. Like, Kaon's super good, and J-Mook beat him badly.
Oh.
It was disgusting. Like, he 3-stocked him on FD. It was gross. This guy is super good. Upstate, also, Josiah Teg, who's no longer active, sadly. Really good Marth. Manalord is really good Falco. He beat maybe with Zelda. And actually took a game off Squid, I believe, with Zelda.
Yeah. That was at, I think, the Cap regional that we had, yeah.
And so those 3 players are super good. And then Long Island people, I think Animal knows better.
Yeah, there's definitely players from Long Island. More like commonly, you could say, like, obviously Darktooth, who wasn't able to be on this PR, but
yeah,
clearly the best on Long Island, I would say. Like, I would give that to him for sure, and has been proving it with results in New York in a bunch of tournaments this summer. So he's obviously amazing, extremely smart player. Extremely just he's proven himself to be a top contender and definitely deserving of the list. Kaon, as you mentioned, who is on the list but is great. Cody, who is old school.
The K or CODI, right?
Yeah.
Cody, the Salt Master himself. Yeah, he's definitely he's an old school, extremely smart, extremely neutral heavy player that can still beat anyone if he goes to a tournament. A player that some people might recognize, Nut. Nut is a lot better known in the Samus universe. He's like Minty. If people remember when Minty was big, I would say Nut's just as good as Minty, at least right now since he started playing again. So Nut's been doing amazing in our locals. A really, really good Samus. He used to be, like, he beat Diz when he went to Nebs like 2 or 3 years ago, and he's finally starting to play again. So definitely someone to look out for. You have the SBU people like 42nd, who just messed me up in tournament recently. Got second at a pretty stacked local. Vortex, Equal, names that are definitely familiar. They got first and second at the Arcadian.
Right.
Yeah.
You have Wild, you have Funk Doctor. There's so many just like really, really good up and comers in Long Island. So definitely exciting to hear about them.
Yeah. I'll start with who I think in Jersey should be notable. I think everyone knows Zealous. Honestly, he would be in New York, like around the maybe Animal range. He's incredible. Everyone knows him, but the people that people aren't aware of is like Atomisk. He's really, really good. He used to be like a top 10 Brawl player, and he's played a lot of Melee, and he recently went up in the ranks, like, I don't know, like 5 spots on the New Jersey PR, and now he's 4th. I also want to shout out Pudgy Panda and Corn and JJM.
I love
we have
that
3
name.
ice climbers.
Pudgy Panda. Hell yeah.
It's such a sick tag. All the ice climber. Everyone says that New Jersey is an awful region because we have like our PR is like Peach, Ices, Puff, Samus, Game and Watch. Like,
jeez.
It's like really annoying. But definitely those ice climbers. We have the Swooper, the biggest meme in Jersey. He's a really good Samus player. I think he recently got 33rd at Gamo, which is incredible. Curb, who's coming to the Invitational. A lot of people already know him.
Yep.
He's been a little bit on like the downside because he's been focusing on like school and stuff, but he's coming back into it. Clutch and Faber are the Marts that we have here that are incredible. I would also want to give a shout out to Domkey, who is an up and coming Marth. iBDW saw him a little bit this weekend when he came out to Jersey.
I did.
And then
no, he's good.
Clarify.
And then I guess the only region we haven't talked about is New York City, which I would say Roman is
Jaden.
Is Jaden considered that?
Jaden's inactive. He's not on the PR.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Did you break up or did I break up?
I was like, no, I think that was him.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll take that over then. Jaden, obviously, amazing player. He plays mostly Sheik and Peach nowadays. I don't know if he ever played anyone else.
Just to clarify for the people, because Jaden is Vans.
Yeah.
Known as Vans. So you might recognize him more by that name.
You would definitely throw him in like right in the middle of like that 10 rank area. Super good. We do have this fox named Roman. There was some beef in NYC SSBM a few days ago. We won't get into that though.
Fair enough.
He's probably PR level at this point. Dude's a really good fox. He beat Jaden multiple times, beat Beerman. I know he's other wins that I'm missing. I don't remember what they are. But he doesn't like lose to many people either. Just Jason's really good Sheik. Sometimes he can be a bit inconsistent, but has pretty good, well, obviously exceptional peaks. If you're a spacey, you die off of a grab.
Well, I know that was something I think Toussaint even talked about. He was like, yeah, he was going into beer training or whatever. So I'm not too shocked to hear that he's actually been climbing. That's really good.
Yeah, but he's working on the floaty matchups, but he's getting way more consistent, which is good. Nice. We need more Sheiks because we only have like him and Flex right now. Then, are there any other NYC players that I'm missing? I don't know.
Yeah, you're missing someone who I think is really good, Delby.
Oh, I'm also missing Whiskers.
Oh, Whiskers definitely deserves. I don't know if I want to say right now deserves again, but like he's definitely borderline. Like he's one of the few players in New York City who could say they have like almost a positive record on Smuckers.
Yeah.
Like he actually, and I legit not even just like, oh, I got one tournament win and we only played once. Like no, like he
has that on me.
Oh
yeah, like really good. He's taking me to game 5, I think, every time I played him.
Delby the Colbull Slayer.
Delby is unbeatable on Yoshi's. I'm convinced. Like, I'm convinced there is not a fox. Like, his movement on Yoshi's is almost, it's insane. It's absolutely, his combo game is second to none.
Yeah, I haven't played him in a while. Last time I played him was like almost a year ago, I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure he's gotten way better since then.
Nice.
And now a year later, he's now 15, so.
So he's real young and he's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's really young, yeah.
That's pretty
Is
crazy.
it 17 for his age? No, he's younger than that, right?
I think he's like in that 16 range.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, also Sun and Ice Climbers, who's been doing better recently. I know he's a win over Kaon. He has a few other good wins. We won a Smash Corner the other week over Beerman and someone else I can't remember.
Yeah, no, he has good wins. Big Kid. I think Big Kid is really, really good Jigglypuff. This man has the most ridiculous rest setups.
He's gonna fight. He's definitely gonna. Oh, speaking of rest setups, 42nd
is obviously amazing for sure. He is. I think this is arguable, but I do think he's close to that Toussaint level.
He's not quite there, but he's definitely close. He's extremely good.
Dang.
He's the only other Puff outside of Toussaint I've ever lost to in tournament.
Okay.
Like a Puff Slayer.
I love the Puff matchup.
You have to teach me, dude. You have to teach me the way.
I got you.
Back to the lab again.
Exactly. So, City and Long Island, like if you take Tri-State, I guess in general, we have a really strong middle of the pack group of players that are like we run pretty deep. I think like if another player came to our region, lost to Just Jason, I would think like what other people would consider hidden bosses, we really wouldn't consider hidden. Like we would be like, yeah, that's like I could see that because these players are really good.
Yeah, our middle level, I can't speak apparently. Our middle level is extremely good. 20 through like 40 or 50, if you took everyone, could actually just beat a lot of the PR. It's really funny.
100%.
Oh yeah, there's also Young. We can't name everyone, but there is Young, a really good Marth player. Beat Alex19 at Royal Flush, I believe. I think he's another good wins. Nearly beat me a few weeks ago. I know he's got other players under his belt.
But yeah, that's a good amount of still like hidden bosses that people still need to watch out for. It's still pretty solid. So absolutely. I guess one thing I was I don't know if I wanted to hold off on this till hopefully if Nico can reconnect, but I was going to talk about because, I mean, you two can give good insight on this, and then anything maybe that's missed, hopefully he might pick it up, or if he has anything he wanted to throw in. We're talking a lot about Tri-State as, like, a region, but comparing it to others, like, how do you guys feel about Tri-State on the come-up? Do you see, like, Tri-State reaching a point that's, like, SoCal's going to have to watch out, Florida's going to have to watch out, you guys are just hitting this level that it seems your top players Like especially those that were shown on the PR. You're even saying like the rank climbs of a lot of players. Do you just see that? Oh, and there he is. What timing?
Yeah.
Basically, do you just see Tri-State compared to others? Like you're growing to a spot that you guys might start surpassing.
I sure hope so. I once
Yo, can
Hax.
you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah, you're
All
good.
right, sick. I'm back.
So once
Welcome.
if Hax gets like completely back to full strength where he was beforehand, that's just another top 10 player. The Swedish can regain a little bit of the form he had late last year.
Mhm.
I think a lot of the things that are important to note. Could you bring the PR back up quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
So just to fill in during that time, I think a problem with Tri-State was that we were kind of top heavy, and then our middle of the ground didn't place as well at nationals, didn't make as many waves. But now I think we're the top players, like all the way up to like 15, 17 on the list, are making bigger splashes, are taking legitimate national names, are placing legitimately at these big nationals, and are definitely starting to the biggest regions in the world. I definitely think so.
So I'm going to throw out some stats here, which is why when you compare this to other regions, and you compare the similar stat, I'm not going to say what it is yet, to other regions, this is why I'm confident that Tri-State is going to get way better than it currently is. The number 2 on the PR is played for about 3.5 to 4 years. Numbers 3 and 5 about 4 to 5. I don't know on Slocks. Number 7 and number 9 are basically 2 years on the dot.
Yeah.
Number 8 is like 4 or 5 years. Number 10 is like 4 years or so. 11 is technically like 6, but realistically, on the last 3 was spent actually improving, I guess, at any sort of a rapid rate. Number 12 is also 2 years. Number 15 just randomly decided, I want to get good and stop drinking beer at every tournament. And then 14
but goes by beer, man.
Will probably be number 1 at some point in the next year and a half or so. So that is why I think this region is going to get significantly better than it currently is. And that doesn't include a lot of the middle-level players who have also played for similar time spans as me, Toussaint, and maybe, but just haven't had quite the ascension yet.
But
So
they're
you're basically
getting
saying
there.
the documentary kids are getting good.
Yeah, it's not even doc kids. Me and Toussaint and maybe, we're not even doc kids.
I'm a
That's
fucking
Evo
doc
2015 kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, yeah, I
So-
think like for the first time we're starting to get like really deep in our skill pool, like Animal said, and I think like the most important thing to note about this list is that like I think 3 years ago we had like top 20 PRs and only 3 or 4 literally 3 people were top 100 in the world at the time. G Money like just got off the cut and he was like 4th or something like that. But now you look at this list and there are
15 people who could be it, I think.
Yeah, 15 people that well like looking at it is like Swedish Diz and Moon are like top 20, top 25 players. Slock is both top 40. DJ is top 70. I think this year iBDW and Toussaint will probably be in the 80s. JFlex, if he comes back into form this year, if not next year, will probably be in the 80s again. I think me, Kaon, maybe Animal, if he's active on the national level, or can all be in the 90s. We all have like wins that constitute it. I think that tier of player is just like who's gonna make a big splash at a big tournament this year, and like if we do, we're pretty much gonna be on the list. At least that's how I feel like 100 through 85 goes. Is that if you make one big splash and then they look at your record and they're like, oh, okay, he really has done X, Y, and Z, then they're probably gonna be on top 100.
Yeah, and that
place your bets, boys.
Hax. That doesn't include Hax, who already has a top 100 resume for this year,
Right.
and probably is going to be higher. I think Toussaint, depending on how the rest of the year goes, I could see actually everyone. Beerman doesn't travel. I could see everyone else being top 100.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think comparing us to like SoCal, like kind of how you framed it earlier, I think tournament results have shown that like if you put some of our players up against them, we can compete.
Yeah, Smuckers destroyed who was available in SoCal.
That's
at the
true.
time.
Right.
Yep.
Went there and won basically every single tournament.
Didn't he?
Granted, they weren't like 1 through like 7 or something wasn't there, but still,
Yeah.
you saw him play like Mike Hayes. It was clearly doable. You see him play other players, you know it's doable.
It's the other part of the
beat
region. It's also where he is. Like you
Slox
expect
beat
that.
the number 2.
Yeah.
Slox beat SFAT.
Right.
But dude, Smuckers beat Mike Hayes last time they played. They're
Oh
1-1
yeah, that's
now.
right. Yeah.
Oh right. I forgot about that. I was just thinking because of Royal Flush. I was talking about like the major tournaments.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
Moon beat everybody, like on their PR, basically.
Yeah, for real.
Yep. Maybe beat Squid.
Maybe did beat Squid.
True.
So it's definitely
Usually
doable. Like
a lot of people too. Yeah. So like, I think it is starting to get comparable. I think what a lot of people say about SoCal is like, oh yeah, SoCal is like deep. You know, all their players are good. But I actually don't. I'm not. I would be more convinced that in my.
I think Florida is deeper than either of the Cali regions.
I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say I think Florida is deeper than probably both of us, but Florida is super deep. That is
When I look at like
Really?
the 2015, like 25 range in SoCal and NorCal, there's a big drop off from the numbers before that.
Okay.
So it's not deep relative to how good their top talent. They're obviously all exceptional players still, but relative to the top level talent, I wouldn't say it's actually terribly deep. I think it's just a matter of you have so many good players that it's hard not to be considered quote unquote deep.
agreed. And from people who have done both, I've heard that the way SoCal kind of treats their under players is more like very business. Like they just want to be there. They're trying to be the best in the world. They're trying to get better, and they don't spend as much time, you know, playing with the lower ranked players and training them and really like trying to pass that. I mean, that's probably not 100% true, but I heard from people who have went there.
Yeah.
Fitz specifically went there for a year, said like, yeah, they don't really care about the younger players as much as like Tri-State tries to foster it.
My first tournament, my first Nebs that I ever went to, DJ sat down and played with me for 2 hours. Didn't know who I was. I'd never met him before. Just sat down and played with me for 2 hours.
Damn. Super homie.
I have a good story about this kid. This kid went to a Stony Brook tournament, and I got second, but it was actually held at someone's house. And it was like 12 a.m. and you needed to catch a train. And I was like, any advice on the matchup before you go? Just like any quick advice on ICs? He's like, oh yeah, here, let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat down and for another hour and a half, showed me like all the DI traps he was doing, all the little like intricacies I could do against ICs. I'm like, didn't you have a train to catch? He's like, yeah, I'll find a way home. Don't worry, this is more important. It felt like it was more important just to teach me like little IC tricks than to get home at a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
What a guy.
This kid also taught me how to beat him, and then let me beat. Like I beat him
He does that so
twice.
much.
I beat him. He was my first like top like 50. Yeah, probably my first like top 50 win, unless you count like a lot. But I think at that point he was in the 60s, and he just taught me how to beat him for a day. I beat him the next day, and then I beat him the next time I played him. And I was like, "Why did you teach me this?" He was like, "Because I want to get better." I was like, "And I wanted to help you out." I was like,
well, shit.
I literally told him during our interview that I had with him, I was just like, you just give off this aura of just such a nice guy while you
He's the
play
nicest
one of
guy
the most hated characters in the entire game.
No,
like,
he's actually one of the nicest.
what a
people in
legend.
existence.
I think it's a testament to him, like how universally liked he is, with how universally disliked his character is. It's definitely a testament to him as a person.
Definitely. So I guess we'll wrap up the whole region information on this last thing that we've mentioned a couple times here that maybe people have picked up on, the tri-state circuit that you guys have been discussing. I figured we might as well plug this because this is going to be huge. If you guys aren't aware of this, it seems like it's just been like a top 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Oh wait, there is 16. Querba's
There's
that
16 people,
fourth
yeah.
person. So a top 16 streamed through Nebulous NYC on Twitch. Got a shit ton heavy level names here. I know we got Nico and Cody that are going to be representing this. If you guys want to talk a little bit about this, because I don't know enough about it, but I'd love to hear
I'm
more.
hyped. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm
You're
hyped.
Here's how hype this is. So I streamed earlier today, and I said I'm going to talk about the Tri-State Invitational, and people in my chat, there were like maybe 15 people, and they're like, "Hey, do you have any predictions?" And I looked at the pools and I looked at the projected bracket. I'm like, I don't know anything. I literally don't know what could happen
Yeah.
anywhere.
I could go
Like,
0-3 pools. It's actually
He can go 0-3.
I legitimately can go 0-3 my pool.
Are the pools on like Smash GG? Where are they right now?
Yeah, they're in Smash GG.
Yeah.
Try and load that.
I
up.
can tell you off the top of my head if you don't have it.
Sure.
But it's for one of the pools. It's Swedish Delight, myself, Lint, and Dudasai. The next pool is Slox, J-Flex, Dark Tooth, and Curb. The
My
next
God.
pool. Yup. The next pool is Captain Smuckers, Two Saint, Maybe, and Atomisk. And then the last pool is
Or maybe.
Hacks. The last
Or
pool is
maybe.
Hacks, iBDW, Zealous, and Swift Base.
Yep,
That's
I just
like-
found them all. Oh my
Those are just
God.
rough pools.
That's
Like,
And then you look at the bracket, and it's even more stacked.
yeah, it's like I play, I think, Smuckers round 1, Hax plays 2 Saint round 1, Swedish plays
J-Flex.
J-Flex? Okay, round
Yeah.
1.
And I play Slox.
Yeah, so it's
But
like...
you know what the thing is? That was also a part of my stream where I was like, all right, let me project these bracket matches. I'm like, that's assuming everything goes according to plan in pools,
Yeah, which is not
nothing
gonna
is
happen.
guaranteed.
Mhm.
It's not going to
Um,
happen. That's not playing out.
Damn.
I also, like, for fun fact for the stream, my entire pool, I have lost my most recent set to every single one of those players.
No.
Lint beat me last time we played, so did
remember
Dudasai,
that.
and so did Swedish.
Oh my God.
There's a
Yeah.
chance Nico and I could just not make it out of pools at all.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
It's
Well,
actually
guys-
really funny.
No, you guys
Nico,
got
you're
it.
setting yourself up for a good redemption arc.
Yep.
I get everyone knows how much I love Marth, so I get 2 of them, and then my net play practice partner.
Wait, really? Oh my God.
Yeah, I played with Hax a lot on net play.
Oh God.
So I get 2 Marths, which I'm not like. I've gotten better at the matchup, but it's still not what I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a Marth in brackets. Like, damn.
Yeah, I feel like the way it was paired up, everybody has like that one person in their pool. It's like it's kind of like the one character I didn't want to play.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Yo, if I got
J-Flex
switched with
beat
2,
Slox
though,
last time too.
if I got switched with 2, I would have been jumping for joy. I would have had a peach and a puff. I would have been like, let's go. But instead, maybe gets a falcon and 2 puffs.
how can it?
So, someone
Which
had to
just
die in that
sucks.
pool.
Which just
Someone
sucks.
in his grip.
Like, I am so sorry, Kilmer. That is awful.
Oh God.
But I think like the point that we're all making is that like anything could happen at this tournament.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like extremely hype.
Mhm.
It's going to be fun.
Right?
And my favorite thing about this tournament, which I really hope changes, I think a lot of people, when they think of how much better SoCal is than like Tri-State or something, I
Mhm.
think a big reason as to why they think so is because a lot of their players are on the MIOM Top 100. And I do think, as someone who's been a panelist for 2 years, that it is biased towards the SoCal players. Not on voting, like no one is inherently biased, but they play a lot more top 100
Yeah.
level players every single local.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you beat Lucky one time there, you're automatically in contention for the 90s.
Right.
While I have like a lot of people have beaten Smuckers before and still like not even in nominations. Like it's really, really sad.
Yeah.
So this tournament only features 4 top 100 players, but realistically, you look at this list, it should be like 10 or 11 top 100
Yeah,
players.
for real.
And also there's like even top 100 level players myself that are like excluded because of like the crazy competition
Mhm.
that's on here. Like I was grouped under New York City instead of New York State because I moved out of Long Island.
Yeah.
March.
Rip.
I had more points than Dark Tooth, but obviously I'm not Long Island anymore. But that just shows how like the crazy competition of what you had to compete with in each region just to make it on this list. So like making it on this list is no joke. Like these players super deserve it. And name like, oh, that name's not that familiar. Know that they're really good to make it on this list.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's pretty top level.
People just don't know about Tri-State at all.
You know what it is,
It's-
Nico?
No.
I've been thinking about it a little bit. You know what it is? Like I feel like the Twitch exposure, like the amount
That's
of
huge.
views per
It's very
tournament,
true.
like even compared to like a Xanadu or compared to like the Florida CFL tournament or a West Coast tournament, right? Every West Coast local, like the SSSs,
Mhm.
like their Twitch viewership and like exposure is just so much more. Even on like the dumb Daily Melee highlights or the Panga Brother highlight videos, like there'll be like a big Tri-State tournament going on, and I'm always looking to see if there's clips from Tri-State that make it,
Yep.
and there really never is, or it's very rare. And I'm like,
Damn.
man, there was such a big tournament. Like, they were so stacked. I know I did some sick things that tournament. Like, what the heck? Like, and I always see these like random locals from the West Coast or other places, and it's just confusing. It confuses me, the lack of exposure we tend to get. So I think it's something, I guess, as a region we need to work on. But I think it does contribute, the lack of exposure Twitch-wise.
Well, I think a big thing you were talking about, or all of you have kind of referenced, is the whole MIOM top 100 thing. But I feel one thing, at least Tri-State is showing a lot more of lately, is that I want to say it like this: suck my dick with the MIOM ranking. I'm gonna beat you anyway. Like,
yeah, we've been doing that a lot recently.
I do think something that makes me very, very happy is that I don't know if iBDW knows this, but something that's very true for at least me and Animal is that when we were growing up in the community, a lot of the nationals were all on the West Coast. East Coast had 0 nationals. Once Pound died, like from 2012 to 2014 or something like that. No, or 2015. All we had was Apex. That was literally the tournament.
Yep.
And Big House wasn't important back then, while West Coast had everything in their mom. Like, if they threw a monthly, everyone was there. It didn't matter.
Shout out to mom.
Yup. And then, but now we have Shine, we have SmashCon, we have Big House, we have... There's definitely something I'm missing. Or some East Coast regionals. Something in CEO, right?
Yeah.
We have Royal Flush now. Hopefully that'll be consistent.
Yeah, Royal Flush.
Oh, it's gotta be Mango one. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, like we have all of these tournaments where now the East Coast has like representation. Back then, like let's say, I don't know, DJ Nintendo gets upset by Psycho Midget or something, right? Even though that's never happened. It's like, oh, you see, our players just have so much more depth. I'm like, no, because our depth cannot travel at the way you can. Like your national is 30 minutes away from you, and we got to get the plane ticket.
Yep.
Like nowadays, when people come to Shine and SmashCon, they're gonna see, oh, why did I don't know, Cobalt lose to Junebug? It's like, how could that have happened? Oh,
why did Cobalt lose to the Asian one?
Yeah, the Asian one. I'm like, or
why did Cobalt lose to Delby?
And Cobalt's amazing. Cobalt's like,
we gotta stop tearing up Cobalt.
No. That's
I know.
Let's change the subject.
Right.
Why did MacD lose to Zealous? I thought there was no depth in the East Coast. And then it's like, of course there is, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Like,
not even right now. So, like, I don't want to portray it as like just now. This is a phenomenon. Like, who remembers back in Apex, maybe 4 years ago when Strict 9 beat? Like, we had upsets going for a long time. When West Coast travels to East Coast, like it's not unusual for East Coast to perform really well against them.
Right.
It's just not an opportunity to happen.
Money's on the West Coast, man. Lots of money. It's easier to... I feel like it would probably almost be easier to set up a national out there than it is even to set something up in East Coast.
Yeah, like, honestly, and I don't mean this so much to, like, shit on West Coast. I think they're great and absolutely talented, like they always have been. But they also need to recognize a lot of their opportunities and privileges that they have for being the most popular region, the region that had the most nationals and the most stream views and the most amount of top 100 players and content creators too. It's like, it's just, I'm not shocked that people just come to the East Coast and also lose to that level of play. Like, it's been here this whole time. We just haven't had the opportunity to show it.
Right. And that's hopefully what we're growing into doing. At least I feel that's definitely showing a lot more Twitch exposure is being done. Streams are getting better, well run, and overall, I think a lot of names are showing up a lot more than they ever were or were planning on. And it kind of sucks. You were saying how a question that was going to be thrown in was predictions on it, but I understand everyone's saying like there's really no idea what's going to happen. So I mean, screw it then. Yeah, let it be random.
It's a crap.
I'm down to give some predictions. If your question is like, who do you think is going to be?
Give me your top three. Give me the top three.
Who's going to win? Like top three or top three MVPs? Because I think that's also important.
Who's going to win top three?
We can do both. I don't care. Let's do both.
I'm gonna give Darktooth the MVP. I think he's gonna make waves.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Call out your one MVP and then what you think top 3 is going to be.
Okay, go for it. All right, so Evan, you could start since you already started with Darktooth.
Oh yeah, so I think Darktooth is going to be the MVP. I still think, as good as everyone recognizes, this is the perfect stage to really show like just how good he is. And there's not many players on this list that he can't beat.
Mm-hmm.
The top 3 I think is going to be Swedish, and this may sound like a stretch, but I'm actually going to say either Slox or Zealous. I think. Which is probably like semi-predictable, with maybe iBDW being like in there as well.
Okay.
So you're welcome, Cody. But I actually do think that. I actually think Cody, you have a chance.
The homie shout
I think you do have a chance to take the top 3 slot.
I've only not beaten one person here.
Swedish.
Yeah, I haven't played him that much. I've only played him like twice.
Who has beaten Swedish?
You.
This guy.
I'm actually going to agree with Evan. I think Darktooth is going to show a lot of people how good he actually is, because this guy's sick. He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. Top 3? I want to say... I feel like Smuckers is going to get bodied by... His pool is like not good for him because of Toussaint. And then I feel like he has a hard bracket match if he does get it, because I'm projected to play him, and I'm like one of the other players below him that gives him more trouble. I'm actually going to go with Swedish, Slox, and maybe Toussaint. I can see Toussaint getting third. Toussaint or Hacks. Toussaint or Hacks, I think, might get third.
Represent Cap Region for us, Toussaint, please.
I think Toussaint or Hacks might get third.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
I think
Okay.
Hacks is definitely like a big wild card.
Yeah.
He can still do it, but like so many players that can compete with him, it's going to be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, Toussaint's coming right off of Gommel. He's motivated to do better after having kind of a lackluster performance at Gommel, losing to like I think it was Vanitas and Heartstrings. So he's not someone who's going to get down on himself. He's going to want to do better.
I like that's a good story. That's a good setup story, like a good setup narrative for the tournament.
Hold on, bear back.
Sure.
All right, so for me,
Yes.
all right, I'm gonna go with. I think Swedish is gonna win it. He doesn't really have a lot of competition, unfortunately, or not that people at our level can do it, but I don't see anyone that has like a good matchup type of thing.
I'm back,
but-
by the way. Sorry about that.
Well,
Then I think Smuckers is gonna do it, and this is gonna be my crazy pick that Slox is not gonna be top 4. I think someone's gonna mess him up.
Ooh,
And I hope you know.
that's a hot take.
Yup.
That is a hot take, sir.
I don't think Slox is going to be in it. Something tells me that he's a little off. There's a Peach player in his bracket. I don't know if we know it. No. But I think the sleeper picks, I think Zealous is definitely going to be top 5. I think he is one of the best players at preparing for specific matchups than anyone on this list. I think because I think Zealous, like, he's not very good at locals, but if he knows he has to play a player, he gets ready for it. And I can see him just running away with that.
Don't take my strat away from me.
And my last prediction that I think a lot of people aren't talking about, I think, this is gonna sound pretty mean to one of the people on this person, but I think Lint is gonna beat a Fox in losers, whether that be iBDW or Darktooth or Hacks or somewhere like that. Lint.
We all know my propensity against Falco. I wouldn't be surprised.
People, or not even that. I think people just don't know Lint. I think Lint is really getting slept on here. I'm actually very afraid of him.
Yeah, I was about to say I only know him as the Link God. Yeah.
I'm actually I'm pretty afraid to play him too, because I don't know if anyone knows. Outside of first of all, for me personally, if you look at my season, I've only been losing to Falcos and Puffs.
Yep.
Which is like great. Thanks for this pool. But I have been working on it. But outside of Lint beating me last time, he 3-0'd Mafia the last time they played.
Oh.
Which is nutty. It was not close. It was not like a 3-0 that was like last hit. Like there were like some 2 stocks in there too. And yeah, I really think Lint is not being talked about as much as he should.
That's a good point.
Interesting sleeper pick, because it's not someone who would be on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I've literally never even interacted with Lint in my life.
He recently won a Hog Monthly over Slox, 2 sets.
I remember I was gonna go to that, but then I was a little hungover and didn't.
I wanna play him now. I love Falcos.
And then I went to Nebs. And then I went to Nebs instead and lost to Beerman and Nico.
Sup? Woo! Let's go, me. Why am I not my own MVP? Let's go, me.
We won't talk about that day.
Is Lint your
Another dark
MVP,
day for me.
Nico?
What's up?
Is Lint your MVP?
No, I think Zeus has more of a chance to be an MVP, but I think Lint is going to be like that sleeper, how the fuck did he get 7th or 5th type of dude.
Yeah.
I say.
Nice. All right.
Pretty
So
hype.
at the end of
It's
that
like-
tournament, we can definitely make sure to resort back to this, double check all that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Took the evidence.
Evidence.zip.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's zip this.
I'm pretty sure, though, if I'm not wrong, all of you said Swedish is just going to take the whole thing.
Swedish can lose
Yeah.
to Slocks for sure. He
Yes.
lost him a few times.
But he's on the opposite side of bracket.
I got you.
I think I don't have a bad shot at beating Swedish. It's not a great shot, but if I'm playing well, I'm really good at the Sheik matchup. I know Nico is taking games, and I know Animal's not going to be there, but Animal's beating him, so that's irrelevant. I know Darktooth is pretty good at the Sheik matchup, too.
Yep.
All I know is I'm going to slap my left leg where I got a falcon tattoo, and I'm going to hope Smuckers wins the whole thing. Let's go.
I hope. He's
Let's
my
go.
best friend. He has to win.
I hope I beat
Actually,
him.
obviously.
I hope I'm being... Damn.
I hope my bracket plays out. No, actually, I hope I beat Hack so that I have to play someone else. I don't want to. I just want to lose to anyone. I just want to beat everyone.
Just
How
be
do
the
you
winner,
think
man.
Hack would do against Swedish?
I think he'd get fucked royally the first time, and then
Yeah.
he would figure something out.
Okay.
He has not played a Sheik like that since he came back. So
Yeah, I don't feel.
I think the first time would be rough, and then he
Played
because he was
Shroom,
losing
didn't
to him
he?
on the GameCube
Played
controller.
Shroom Nagamo?
What'd you say?
Yeah.
He played Shroom. Yeah, Shroom's not Swedish. They play nothing alike.
That's true. That definitely is a very
Shroom
different.
is an aggressive Sheik. He's not a tech chaser.
True.
Swedish, it's literally you mess up once, and Hack still isn't at peak execution yet for obvious reasons, and you just die.
Right. Who knows, man? Maybe Falcon's the best character in the game. You know, it could go either way. It could go
I still think he's underrated.
I think Falcon is 4th best, but we won't get into that now. People are
No.
going to grill me for that.
Oh,
I think Falcon's 4th best. I think Sheik sucks. I'm going to say now, I think Sheik sucks.
Actually,
pretty
for what it's
Sheik's
worth,
amazing.
I think out of everyone on the top 8 tier list, if there's anyone to move down the most, I think it should be Sheik.
I think Sheik sucks. And
I
I think
think
Puff are
Sheik is-
overrated. I think Peach and Puff are overrated, and I think Sheik sucks.
fucking
Oh,
rip,
boy.
Sheik.
Oh wait, hold on. Actually,
Oh.
do you guys have a so we said like the MVP, we said top 3. Does anyone have something like they want to see personally outside of their own success?
Along with
Like what do you
that,
think would be a good narrative?
I want to add your Buster. We got to get a Buster.
I
Buster.
kind of want the newer players to win. Like, I'm just going to use myself because I'm one of the first people that comes to mind. If, like, me, Toussaint, and, like, Darktooth and someone was top 3, I think that'd be really hype because it's just a completely new, I guess, just kind of person at the top.
Mhm.
It, regardless
Yep.
of, even though people are getting better, it's still kind of stale at the top. Where top 3, you kind of know what you're going to get for the most part. Sometimes you'll get a sneaker in there, but for the most part, it's the same people. And so if you just got 3 newer players up there, I think it'd actually be really good. It'd also be exciting to watch.
Right.
So to reverse the question you asked, I'm gonna pick my Buster.
Okay.
And I think I would think the Buster of the tournament is gonna be Dudusai.
Oh.
An amazing tournament. But same thing. Now the other question: what would be a good narrative if my Buster won the tournament? That'd be
Oh.
That'd
Okay.
be so
Okay.
funny.
so Dudusai
If Dudusai won, that would be so
So
funny. He would just
Puff
wow
be
the
overrated
host
then?
and walk out.
That'd be imagine Dudasai wins the whole thing. That
He would wow react
Damn.
to number 1.
So,
King
like,
Dudu baby.
That'd be so funny. That'd be
Dude,
so funny.
All right, so I have the best. What I want to see. I'm biased.
Where did you vote on this?
do you remember the vote?
Oh no, because you guys keep ignoring this very important part. I don't think iBDW is gonna appreciate it, but I think Evan will appreciate my pick.
Curb?
I think no.
Damn it.
I forgot about Curb, to be honest. I wonder how he's
come
gonna do. But my what's it called? The person I want to see do the best, or by do the best, I mean like do way better than expectations, is Swiftbase. I think that guy will show like he's always been a fan favorite ever since the beginning of time. He's always been like a cerebral Marth, and now he has like a family and a full-time job. And when he does well, it's just like there's like a warmness in my heart. He plays so like beautifully, and like he has such passion about the game that I want to see him do well. I like people doing well who care the most. That's who I want at the end of the day.
Okay.
Okay.
I agree, Nico. Actually, he was one of my stories. I was gonna say like I want to do well. Swiftbase is
Yeah.
definitely up there for me.
And then my Buster pick is very obviously. I think it's gonna be maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, the bracket.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't even think that. No offense to him. Well, actually, this is going to be a little bit of a call because he's my friend, but I want him to work on some stuff. He has a pretty rough mentality when it comes to fighting characters that are not, like, spacies. He, like, very normally when I play him in Peach Dittos, if I go up 2-0, he'll switch characters or something. He switched characters versus a lot of people, like, if he's down really hard.
Do you have other characters? I didn't even know that.
He doesn't.
Oh.
no.
Well, like, he's switched characters versus DJ if he's not having a good time, and I know he likes a lot of momentum. Like, he can't get a lot of momentum off the Peach Slayer, aka Smuckers, and then Toussaint and Atomisk. I feel like he's gonna, like, rage quit, get really sad. Right now, I don't think his mentality is where it's at to handle the bracket that's given to him.
That's fair. That's a fair point, at least, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
All right. Well, I like this. This is good.
I hope.
I'll definitely
I
have
hope
this
that's
up by
not it.
then.
No.
No, I'm saying I will. I will have it up.
Hear what I said.
That's the job. I need people called out. They need to know.
Damn it. For what it's worth, I called him out in the group chat that I'm in with him. I'm like, dude, just play the... Because he was talking about it. He's like, I might not even want to go. This isn't going to be any fun. I'm like, at the end of the day, like, your pool is your pool, and you have to do what you got to do. Like, have more fire to win, no matter the odds, you know?
Right.
At the end of the day, go to hang out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
This is like the
Definitely
one
make
tournament
sure
where I
you guys
couldn't give
check
less.
it.
If I go 0-3 and pool's sick, I can drink Saturday night and have fun with people. Awesome, let's go.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it
not a
starts
pool for my
on Saturday. Yep, it starts Saturday and Sunday.
I'm about to DQ myself out of pools to drink beer. Like, get out of here.
You just gotta enjoy it, man.
Yep.
Enjoy the tournament. So yeah, guys, definitely make sure you check that out. It's gonna be a great Twitch and tournament experience. If you guys didn't know, twitch.tv/NebulousNYC. That should be sick. So I guess the final question I had in terms of like actual questions for Smash players that I feel I'm gonna start asking a lot more is just, what do you love most about the game? What do you love most about Melee or just Smash in general? Like, what do you love most?
Ice climbers.
All right. How do I kick you from the channel? Let's see. Ban Ryobeat.
The most. I love Fox the most.
So how do I ban you as well?
I love Captain Falcon. Okay, so no.
How do I make you a mod?
Yeah. My favorite thing about Smash is that, you know, I'm a very competitive person. I played varsity, baseball. I played varsity soccer in high school. I still play basketball. And, you know, following high school, I didn't have a competitive outlet. Like the perfect, like not only competition, but it's just such a deep, layered game. It's so complex. It really allows you to further that competitive drive you probably had as a kid in an environment you never even thought could exist. It's a lot about expression. Like, you get to express yourself so vividly in Smash. Like, you could watch a character and not even know who's playing, but know who's playing.
Right.
So really, really cool aspect. And I've met my best friends, or a lot of my closest friends, through Smash. I mean, I've traveled the world playing Smash, and just the community aspect of Melee is probably one of the best in esports, in my opinion, in terms of just meeting people and how welcoming we can be. You know, obviously the gameplay is just like, you could say how beautifully deep it is and how many levels there are. But I think there's a rich community aspect to it as well that's I personally cherish.
Nice.
Yeah, I do love the community. A lot of really good friends I have in the community. Definitely the most social game I've ever been a part of. For me specifically, what got me into Melee is, for those of you who don't know, I was a very competitive gamer, like basically my entire life at this point. And I played so many games, but it got to the point where they actually all just got too easy. I felt bored by them. It wasn't fun anymore because it's just the same thing over and over again. Once you understand how to get good at something, the process, it's just about refining how to get good at it. It's not about the game itself anymore. This was like the first time where I played a game and I was like, oh, there's a lot more to this game than just how do I get good. This is much harder. I wanted the challenge of seeing how good I could get at it. It kind of sucks because I know I'm not going to be able to do it as long as probably everyone else here, because law school is just too much time. There's no way I'm going to be able to. At least as far as I know now, there's no way I'm going to be able to balance that properly. And then being a lawyer, obviously, good luck.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe I'll find time. But in general, just the challenge it gives me. it feels like it's rewarding to do well because I actually had to work for something as opposed to just, I'm just abusing this really easy gimmick to get good at stuff because all games fundamentally are the same at its core.
Right.
Man, there's so many great parts about Melee and why I love it, but I want to say the one that, I don't know, I feel like wasn't touched on too much that I personally love is the idea that you kind of get to create your own identity in a separate community. I think like that idea of like, or I think everyone, I think it's your like opportunity to be something that isn't cookie cutter, like what you get out of high school type thing. Like, for example, for me, like as like obviously a young player in high school, like everyone finds their little niche of like, oh, I'm in the drama club. Oh, I'm in sports. Oh, I play an instrument. And outside of that, there's not like a lot of like, I don't know, diversity. Like the schools just kind of cater you to be a few different types of like unique. And outside of that, it's pretty much that. And for me, finding my way into Melee was like one of the most interesting things I could have been. And it's like when I come into the community, I never feel like I'm judged based on like what I'm supposed to be or what school reflects on me. I'm just entirely based off of how I express myself in the game and how good I get. I think that's something that's really overlooked, where it's like you come into the community and like obviously we're trying to be more accepting of like women and stuff. That's definitely our next goal. But like in terms of everything else, like culture and stuff, like you get so many different nationalities and backgrounds and walks of life from this game, and it doesn't really matter. It's like more important what character you play and not where you come from.
Right.
Like if I've gone through like really hard stuff in my past or stuff I'm scared to talk about or my own insecurities, and I come to go to a tournament, I'm never forced to be looked at in that way. They're only like, what character you play, how good are you, what did you do in bracket, can we practice? And that is like the most important way to be viewed.
How about you, Cody? I'm going to steal a line from Cody. Where we were hanging out the other day, Nico, you were there too, and Cody was like, there's no reason we should be like, we would ever hang out with each other.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to hang out or know each other. But like Smash brings us together, and we just hung out outside of Smash. Like we did.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah.
My back porch was a great game together area.
Yeah, like in what world, Cody, do you have this random like, I don't know, this random like well-dressed Colorado 18-year-old kid hanging out with like these two really loud Hispanic men in the Moon and DJ, and then you got Long Island here, and none of them went to your school. It's like, why are you hanging out with them? Or like for me, it's like, why the hell am I in the middle of California at this giant arena I've never seen before and I didn't know of until I looked it up? Like, it's like, why am I there? And it's just like,
why would I
did we
ever
get there?
hang out with Beer Man? How did that even happen? A white kid going to law school, going to be a lawyer, hanging out with Beer Man?
Oh, dude, why am I telling my family about someone named Beer Man? It's so fun. Because my mom like super tries to get involved, and it's like so hard because it's the Melee community. She's like, honey, how'd you do today? And I'm like, what's to Beer Man? And they're like, Beer Man? I'm like, yeah, so he has like 6 beers a tournament. He just comes in, he does like a Krusty the Clown laugh, and then he kicks my ass. What was I supposed to do, Mom? And she's just like, okay. I remember one time I was like watching this stream, and she's like, oh, what's that? It's like, oh, I'm watching Melee, and I hear D1 just scream at the top of his lungs like, Dr. PP! And my mom's like,
yeah?
It's like, hello? And I'm like, that's his name. I don't know. He's some white guy from North Carolina. And
he loves bagels.
He loves bagels. Like, why? I don't know why.
Why do we know that? Why do we know that PP loves bagels?
Exactly. It's like such a niche thing. I like, and like another great example is on Saturday, I invited these 2 girls to a tournament, and it's very hard to bring women into games, and most importantly that, but the other thing is non-gamers into the gaming world.
Yep.
And it's like, they were like, oh, so who are your friends? And I'm like,
oh, jeez.
It's like kind of, no, it's like, no, not that. It's like, it's kind of everyone. And it's like, well, are they your friends? I'm like, They are,
Sorta.
but I only see them once a month, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, you guys act really close. I'm like, yeah. It's like, we are really close, and it's like, they're like, but then how is that like possible? It's like, you don't hang out with your friends that often. I'm like, no, because there's at least 300 of them. With all different types of personalities and things. Like, they were playing like a game of Spit, and me and the rest of Long Island.
They're the Spit Masters, dude.
Yo, play me in Spit. See me in
Dude,
Spit.
it was so fun. Me and Long Island, like, it
We'll
was
make
this
a bracket.
girl, Krista, versus this guy from Long Island, and like, we're all just hyping it up, and like, we walked away, and this girl Chris is like, why did you guys care so much about that game? I'm like, that's Melee in a nutshell.
Yep.
We get hype over these random characters beating each other up
We get over everything.
for like $45 at this random tournament. Like, I don't know why it's important to us, but we love it.
You're
That's Long
forgetting
Island.
over odds
Dude,
for
you're
no
going
reason
on-
whatsoever.
That's definitely the Melee special for sure. Just like the amount of hype behind everything.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun.
I love it. Those were all amazing ass answers. I guess the one final thing I was actually expecting maybe to have been touched on there is you all have fucking ridiculous names that just I don't see how you got them. I was even at least hoping IBDW might have been like BDW, your initials maybe. Nope. Nico, I thought your name was Ryan. Nope. Animal, that's just kind of I don't know. You just picked it.
So-
Let's get into a quick story time here. I need to know
My
where
tags
these names
suck.
came from.
Alright.
Go for it.
No,
I'm down to
don't.
talk as long as you want to talk.
Go for it.
I can go quickly. So Animal, got you kind of started when I was like in elementary school playing basketball because I'm just everywhere. Like, I will foul you. I'll steal the ball. Like, I will dive on the floor. Like, I'll do anything to like. I'm just scrappy. I'm kind of am how I play in Melee. Just all in your face.
You really are.
This is kind of how I am. And then the first time I met Lefton, just like an Animal story.
Yeah.
This
I think Nico knows the story. Yeah,
Yep.
It was in a hotel at Apex, and I see him in the hallway, and I run down the hallway on all fours, just on all fours, running towards Lefton, and I jump up at him, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm Animal," and he's like, "What?" He's like so confused. But like, yeah, I can run on all fours really fast. I do this weird thing with my tongue. I don't know, like. It was kind of more for my fox that it was called Animal,
Yeah.
but it just kind of makes sense for me.
It just
like,
works well.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree with that. I would call you an animal if you ran at me on all fours and then just was like, "Hey, how you
Dude,
doing?"
I'm so fast on all fours. It's crazy.
There's things I doubt in this world, and that's not one of them. Don't worry.
Yeah.
My tag,
Yeah, that's kind of where Animal comes from. Just like follow me my whole life, basically.
I might.
my tag freaking sucks.
You can think what you'd
So-
like, sir, but I think that's good.
When I was like 12,
Mhm.
I thought I was super fucking badass, and I was like, "Yo, my gamer tag is I be doing work. Let's fucking
Oh,
go."
so it was that.
Yep.
Okay.
And I came to Smash Community. I was like, "All right, this is not happening anymore. I am changing this."
You're
And I
just gonna
pulled-
shorten
I just
it.
pulled the PPMD. I just 100% pulled the PPMD. I said, "There's no way." My Steam name is still I be doing work. So is my PS4 tag. So is my Xbox tag. I don't really play them as much anymore, but they're all still there.
Fair.
I went
Fair.
through some bad tags when I was in Xbox Live.
I went
But
through
I-
inappropriate tags when I was on Xbox Live, but we don't have to talk about those either.
I think everyone did at some point.
Were you ever Titty Cannon 09?
I can promise you I've done some
Oh my
dumber
God.
stuff.
Yeah, I was.
That's amazing.
The laundry list goes on.
Terrible.
One day I'll interview myself and I'll go into that because that'd be a fun little section of all of my what I have. I had like 11 Xbox gamer tags until they were like, you either pick one now or your account is gone. I was like,
Oh, I made and sold accounts, so I had some interesting tags when I sold them. That's how I made money through Halo.
I believe it. Xbox sucks.
Heals accounts for this.
I would just boost them to a 15 MLG and sell them off in Halo 3.
That's super funny.
Because you could get them out like 1 or 2 a day, and people would pay $50 for them. So it's like, all right,
Oh
cool.
shit!
That's crazy.
What the fuck
Yeah,
was I
so-
wasting time on as a kid?
So
Damn.
Yeah.
play 26 games, boost it up, get a 50, split 25-25, do 2 a day, easy.
The fuck?
Oh shit! What's wrong with you?
You know how shitty. All right, I'm not getting into that now. I had a lot of reasons to be playing games over doing other stuff in my house. Let's put it that way.
All right, we'll take it.
Oh, I guess what's my? Oh yeah. So-
What's my tag?
Okay, so my reason is that when I was 12 years old, I used to love beatboxing.
Hell yeah.
And I would watch like all the national beatbox competitions, and like at least 50% of the beatboxers had beat that ended their name. So there was someone like named Ryobeat or something beat, and it was a bunch of stuff. I was like, okay. I'm like, I want to be a beatboxer. So I practiced beatboxing. I did a lot of talent shows at my school, and at some point I was like, okay, I need a stage name. At the young age of 12, I knew I needed one. So I was like, all right, I'm also into anime. So I literally searched up Japanese prefixes.
Oh my god. You weak.
I did not know that.
I think that's pretty like smart of me. I was like, let's go. Like I knew what prefixes were, which is sick.
At the age of 12.
Yup. Because I think people did like, I don't know how they came up with the prefixes to their beat, but I'm like, I know it has to be a prefix. So I picked one that looked like aesthetically pleasing or like phonetically pleasing, and also had like a cool name. So I picked Ryo because I think online it meant like strange and otherworldly, and I shopped at Hot Topic, so I was into that shit.
Oh, God.
So I was like, oh, okay. Let's just do that. So now I've been Ryobeat the whole time. Or it was supposed to be Ryobeat. That was like the original pronunciation that I intended, but I went to a tournament, No John's, my second or third tournament, and Alucard was hyping me up because he saw like a little kid playing video games. So he's like, yo, let's go Ryobeats. And I wanted to tell him it's Ryobeat, but I was like,
you don't have the heart.
You know what? I was like a little kid. I'm like, fuck it, we're going with that. So
Funny.
Those are some great tags. Holy moly. I love it. All right.
Thank you.
Then I guess the final thing is, if you guys I ask this a lot sometimes too. I mean, it can either be a simple yes or no. What do you do with it? Other games that you play. I've talked to some people that might be speedrunners. Maybe some of you guys are just strict. I'm a melee player. Suck one. That's it. Like, you know, whatever you're up on.
I'm pretty strictly a melee player, but I do like recently have been trying to speedrun Super Mario 64. First, I
have fun.
Yeah, no. First, I have to beat the game normally. I was like, let me just like then because I watch Cheezo 5 literally all the time. Like I'm super.
He's amazing. Amazing.
He's so sick. Yeah, and I'm like, I've talked to him. He's like, yeah, like I think melee would translate well. A lot of players start and then like don't really go through with it.
Yep.
I know the guideline, and then I'm just like, wow, this game is actually really freaking hard. Like, do precisely. So, I dabbled with it. I'll say I dabbled with speedrunning that. I played League of Legends only with friends. But other than that, like nothing competitively for sure. Everything pretty casually competitively, I guess.
Gotcha.
I don't play too many other things competitively now. I played Halo 3 competitively. I played Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3 competitively. And Black Ops 1. I did Guitar Hero competitively for a while.
Hell yeah.
And when I was younger, like about 10 years old, this game is still probably the second most fun multiplayer game I've ever played behind Melee, but it was still like very close. It's called Guns the Duel.
Huh.
Oh man, was that a fun game.
Can't say I've heard of that one.
It was, you want to talk about a technical game? That is a technical game.
Oh,
it was super fun. There's still montages of it. It's really fast. It's super fun. Nowadays, I still play a lot of Borderlands because I love Borderlands. Just 1 and 2 are amazing.
Nice.
I play a lot of Civilization. I have like 1,400 hours in Civ 5 or something like that.
Oh god.
I got a lot of hours in Civ. Recently, Final Fantasy XII was probably my favorite single-player game of all time, and a remake came out, so I've been kind of consumed with that for a bit. My best friend and I play 7 Days to Die a good amount. It's like mature Minecraft. Okay. When I say mature, not sexual, it's just like zombies.
Damn it.
It's like a little scarier. Not
yeah,
really,
it sounds pretty dark for a Minecraft game.
Yeah.
Like 7 Days to Die building this house. Like, oh shit, okay.
Rip.
And I do play PM a bit. I haven't been playing it much recently, but I do play PM.
Gotcha.
I think that about sums it up.
That's fair.
Not a fan of 12 at all. You can go screw yourself. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even want to associate with you anymore.
Dang.
Damn.
All right.
Nico, you go.
I do not play anything that's not melee. Not really.
That's not true, Nico. Nico,
wait a minute. I'm coming back in it. It's like 80 or 90% melee. because honestly, so how I've always been with games is that if I play it, I want to be the best. And I've been like, people have told me before, it's like, hey, you want to try playing League of Legends or Overwatch or something like that? And I'm like, no, I'm afraid I'll get addicted.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, I feel like I won't want to stop. Like, I played Luigi's Mansion the other day, and instead of like, I don't know, playing an hour a day or something, I just like finished it in one day because I was like, I need to see what the end is.
It's a pretty short game though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it took like, I don't know, 5 hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like 5 or 6
for a game of that length, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's like, but like, or I did that with Paper Mario too. Like the first one I played, which, oh, by the way, most of the games I play are usually just like games I've beaten before because I don't want to learn new things. I just want to go through the nostalgia.
With a sprinkle.
What? So like for Paper Mario, like I beat it in like 2 days. It's not healthy.
That's one of my favorite games, dude. That's one of my favorite games.
Amazing.
It is a really good game.
Especially the 1,000-Year Door. One of my.
Yeah, I'm still
Amazing.
working on that. But yeah, I usually just don't play other games because I just think of like, well, I could be playing Melee instead. Or it's like,
You know, I'm
Yeah.
playing this, but I
or
could play
I'll
Melee.
stop playing Melee when I beat it, aka become best in the world, and that's not
Right.
gonna happen.
Hey, you never know, man. You never know.
That's true. That's true.
All right, well then that's all I have on my end of questions. I think I saw like 2 questions I was able to actually quote down from chat. I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can. I feel bad holding you guys too late.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know
you're
if anyone
good.
had
No,
anything.
well,
You're
we're
good.
Melee players. We don't have anything to do.
Yeah, you never know. Some people's got stuff. I got one from Drew NG who has 2
Yeah,
questions.
I remember
One
that
for
one.
Cody. Yeah, you saw that one. He has one
Yeah.
for Cody, one for you, Evan. Cody, yours was, how do you improve
Yeah.
in Rochester when there wasn't anyone locally that really could take sets off of you?
Yeah, net play. That's just the long and the short of it is net play.
Really?
You kind of have to. So, net play is long and short of it. I
Mhm.
think a lot of it also comes from how I view Melee. So, the way I kind of think about Melee is outside of execution, it's just a humongous game of rock, paper, scissors.
Mhm.
And so, I'm just looking at a lot of players. I'm trying to figure out what players' tendencies are. And when I say tendencies, I don't mean, oh, they roll in the corner. So, let me take an example of someone I played recently. I played Flex.
Uh-huh.
And I picked up pretty quickly that anytime he starts a punish, he's going to start it off with a read, but the read's always going to be the typical panic option. And so I know, like, so Tech and Place Shine is what all Fox do when they get grabbed. They're like, crap, I need to get out of this.
Yep.
And so they do. And so I was like, okay, I just won't roll in. And he dropped like 10 punishes in a row because every single time, that's all he did.
Mhm.
And he would always go for the idiot check off stage. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to Shine Stall, wait for you to throw the needles out, and then I'm going to drill back on stage. And so a lot of how I view the game, I try to figure out, okay, so you covered my recovery option high. I know you successfully covered it, and you killed me for it. Now, next time this same situation arises, are you going to recover high again? And what about the next time? And so I figured, okay, so after this person likes to cover this type of option, they'll try to cover it again. They think I'm going to do it again. And that's transferable to a lot of other situations. So I think about a lot of things like that.
Okay.
And just thinking about that kind of got me to a point where I could kind of outsmart other people despite having a lot less experience.
Trying to keep them honest.
Yeah, it was just understanding how people think in general.
Okay. I like that. I like
That and net play are like the 2 main things that I really did to try to separate myself. And obviously practicing tech, because you have to make sure. Net play does breed top. Okay, let me establish that. Net play absolutely breeds top players. You think of right now, between 2 and 3 years ago, there's like 3 super like national level threats right now, and 1 person and maybe who's like right on the cusp of it. And that's me, Michael, who's aka Jerry or Obi from MDVA, and Toussaint. And all of us just grinded net play like crazy.
Mhm.
That's not a coincidence. That's seriously not a coincidence. Net play is actually amazing for getting into the game and improving rapidly. If you're not doing it at the beginning, I think you're making a huge mistake.
Damn. Well, yeah, definitely. Also, by the way, while we're going over this next question I have for Evan, as well as I think I have another one for him coming up after that, feel free in the chat if you want to ask some questions. I'll be reading through them, and we can try and ask them during this before we sign off for the night. But, Evan, your question was, do any of your students know about your Smash career?
Oh yeah, all of them. Absolutely.
All of them?
Actually, yeah. Oh, definitely. It actually was one of the reasons why I got hired, kind of.
Really?
So,
No fucking way.
they asked me like, what can I offer to the school outside of the classroom? And I told them, like, I'm a professional video game player. I play Super Smash Brothers. I travel the world playing. And they were really interested about that. They're like, wow, like one of our biggest clubs is, the Sci-Fi Gaming Club. And I was like, yeah, I would love to, like, help moderate that and help, really, like, be a part of that, because there's so many students in a school that don't play sports and maybe don't have that teacher to, like, relate to or gravitate to. And I think I am a representative of a lot of students who are really into that, but not many adults in the school setting are. So they were able to, like, really, like, you would be able to reach out to so many of our students. And so in my classroom, I'm a professional Smash player. I show them some of my videos as an embarrassing way to, like, dehumanize, or not dehumanize, like, more humanize myself. Not dehumanize, but more humanize myself. I show them my tongue video.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I'm like, this is something embarrassing that I do. I don't know why I do it. I have no explanation. But so I'll show them videos like that. They think it's funny. I always put my Twitch, or not my Twitch, but like Aeon or whatever local I'm at. So if I have a tournament on Thursday, in the morning, I'll put the Twitch on my board. Like, tune in, guys. I'll be on at like 6 p.m. Come watch the stream.
That's
and
awesome.
I'll actually have students come in the chat. Yeah, they'll actually come in the chat and like group me on in chat. And if I win, the next day they come in, they're like, congrats on the win, Mr. L. I'm like, hey, thanks, man. Thanks for coming to support me in the chat. It's pretty cool.
That's sick.
That's so sweet.
What do you?
I hope my students
What
are
grade
like that.
do you teach at?
9th and 10th graders.
Oh, nice, dude.
And
That's
I
actually like pretty much the perfect grades.
Oh, 100%. And I held a tournament there at the school.
Oh my God, you're savage.
We hold this thing called HCTV, which is like the school's own kid-ran TV station that we play every morning.
Okay.
At the tournament, one of the guys took highlights from the matches, and he basically made a combo video for me to show to the entire school in the morning.
That's sick. What the fuck? Oh my
No,
God.
I know. It's so awesome. So yeah, it's pretty like very well known in my school that I do this, and it's something that that a lot of they love about me. I'm actually trying to get my principal to have like a field trip type thing that would take the gaming club to Big House.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a school-funded trip to Big House with the gaming club, which would be so cool if we can get that sponsored and fly out there.
Where the fuck was my teacher during this? What
Yeah,
the
really,
hell?
All my
Dude,
teachers made
that's
fun of me
amazing.
for playing video games.
Damn.
I'm like, wow, you play that many video games? You don't do anything else? No.
I
play
had the
sports.
goddamn bird-looking teachers. It didn't help me at all.
Bird-looking teachers.
It's awful. Oh my God, that's amazing, dude. I hope that goes through. I don't know if you guys need help with that, but damn, publish that. Let's go. Get a school funded to the big house.
I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, it'd be really awesome. I'm trying to do stuff like that with the school.
That'd be great.
Evan, I hope you know I'm just gonna steal all that stuff that you do for my classroom too.
I mean, you know.
Totally do.
Dude, we're gonna have. Oh, dude, we could have like
Crew
a
battles?
class- Yeah, crew
Oh
battles.
my
in
God.
High school.
Oh, dude, my students
Yeah.
are messing up.
No, dude, my students are gonna be sick.
The Smash Games Junior Edition, high schoolers. Yo, that'd
That'd
be
be
lit.
so fun.
That'd be sick. All right.
Yeah, dude.
That's so funny.
I guess the next question we have actually, I think someone brought up my good friend here, Wild, a little while ago. He kind of made a meme question. He's asking why Long Island over New York City? Why is Long Island greater than New York City? Put it that
I
way.
don't normally entertain wrong opinions, so I'm not gonna comment.
Oh,
So I think recently people have been starting to realize like how much of a homey region Long Island is.
Yeah.
It is. It really
they
is.
are.
Local, like of a tournament, no one goes home. We all stay at Aeon till like 2 or 3 a.m. playing board games, like drinking, and honestly just hanging out.
Yeah.
Because we are all honestly like that close. And so when we go to tournaments together, we support each other extremely hard. When other regions come and hang out with us, we like are super welcoming. We super hyped to meet them. We just love everybody, to be honest. And so I think like when you experience that like overwhelmingly welcomeness from like almost everybody in the region, it's pretty awesome. And I think a lot of people like that about Long Island.
All right, I
Nice.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I do love Long Island. People that I really enjoy.
That's
I
awesome.
appreciate it. We love you too. You're both honorary Long Island.
Animal will
actually-
speak for all
Remember,
of Long Island here.
I might be moving to Hewlett soon, so I'll actually be like kind of considered Long Island.
Ooh. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's breaking news for me. That's hype.
Yeah, I might be moving to Hewlett, my best friend, for a little bit because I work in Garden City.
Well, then I guess the closing
wow.
thing I got here is Elu saying hi to Cody. That's the
Hey,
last.
No one
email.
ever has questions for Peach players.
Luigi
No one, they
is
think we
upstate.
suck.
You know what? I'll give you the simple question of how do you maintain playing Peach when, quite frankly, a million foxes just drill, shine, up smash you every other week?
he
no.
reads full jump with up air. That's how.
Ah,
I have stick reads.
I have sick reads.
Dude, Peach is like, it's like, honestly, out of all the floaties, I hope people agree, is like the sickest floaty of all time. She's like a spacey
Yeah, I would
in like
agree.
a floaty body,
I would agree.
and like, there's so many cool things you can do with her. Her double jump cancel, her float is like one of the most like unique things about the game, and it's like I love abusing that.
Mhm.
It's like she's so cool. I think a lot of people just really oversimplify Peach, and they think like,
You hit down on the
Oh.
C-stick and people get mad.
yeah, like if ask any player about Peach and any specifics about her, and they literally don't know anything. It gets me really
Peach is
mad.
Yeah, I believe.
And yeah, Peach is amazing.
All right. Well, then I guess that'll wrap it up for me here. Guys, if you want to give any shout outs or anything like that, feel free, give your goodbyes or whatever you'd like.
I gave most of mine. Let me continue. Elu, Upstate Luigi, only person in the world with enough motivation to actually try to get good in Rochester without Netplay because his internet is doo-doo. So good on you. I miss you. And then, yeah.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Wasabi because he wasn't mentioned. Wasabi.
You right.
Other awesome New York City Fox and honorary Long Island. He's an ultra homie. Came to play handball with me, which was super cool of him. So he's awesome. Everyone on Long Island, even though I'm not technically Long Island anymore, obviously ultra homies. So obviously still love the region. And Holy Cross High School for representing, helping me keep playing. So very cool.
Sweet.
And that's about for any future students who might want to watch this. But yeah, it's about it for me.
Nice.
Who do I shout out? I want to shout out my sponsor, Makeshift. You guys are amazing. Thank you for helping me like both monetarily with overlay support, just emotional support too. You guys are really helpful. Shout outs to Tri-State for being amazing and for welcoming me into this awesome Melee community, obviously.
I concur.
Shout outs to my personal homies. I always feel really bad because I consider everyone my day one homies.
The day ones.
Smuckers, Vino, and Emily.
STB, baby.
And STB.
STB, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to SBT.
Oh, yeah.
What
Oh,
is
yeah,
what is
SBT.
that, by the way? If real quick I can get an answer to that. I don't. What the hell?
Which?
There's STB and then there's SBT.
SBT Supreme Beer Team.
Oh no.
Yep.
And we
And-
drink lots of beer,
Yep.
as the name suggests.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yep. And STB stands for Shit Talk Boys.
Oh my God. Okay.
And
Even though Emily's a part of it.
Well,
Nice.
Emily's not a part of it. She's just like
Alright.
really close with everyone in it. But like, it was a group chat that was made 4 years ago to shit talk Tri-State, and
Nice.
then everyone just stayed in and like talked about their lives, and now we're all like friends.
They're all like unusually close to each other.
Yeah, now it's like, hey, did you guys watch the news today? Like, that's what's in the chat. It's not
Oh, shit.
Melee anymore.
Also, one enormous shout out to Emily for putting together the Tri-State circuit.
Oh yeah, Emily the legend.
Big shout out to her.
Huge shout out for that. Also, shout outs to Upstate for actually getting me going on Smash and my group chat in Upstate. I haven't forgotten about you guys yet, even though you are on perma-mute. I check in once in a while.
Mhm.
It's only on perma-mute because I can literally unlock my phone and I will see 200 messages in a span of an hour, and I'm like, all right.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I don't know what messages I have.
You have to mute all group chats. That's the meta.
Yeah,
True.
It's just this one. It's just this one.
I always leave it mute.
All the others are manageable.
Damn. Well, all right, guys.
Oh wait, I have another
Yep.
shout out.
Good.
You got to shout out the legend, Young Donut, for doing this interview.
No, you
That's
don't.
a good point.
No, you
That's a
don't.
great.
That's a good
Yup.
point.
Who the
This
hell
has
is
been
he?
extremely fun.
That's a very good point.
I wish it had more views. I think
I
that
appreciate it.
you should like super try to be the next like MIOM for the East Coast. Maybe we can get like more support if this develops more. I had a great time.
I
don't know about
appreciate
anyone
it,
else,
man.
but
So did I. Thank
thought
you
it was well
guys so
done.
much for coming on. This was a lot of fun. This was a new thing too, trying a bunch of people on the interview. I definitely intend to try and hit up Tri-State again because I know there were a lot of names that weren't mentioned. Maybe hit up. I don't know, maybe Florida people because I talked to Diz and he wanted to even maybe try and get Kobo. Like, who knows? We can definitely make this expand. I appreciate it a lot, though, guys. It means a lot. Thank you so much for even coming on today, spending about almost 2 hours of your time here. It was a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to edit. So, I mean,
Oh, make sure to come out to a Tri-State tournament. We all got to chill.
definitely going to try my best. I'm great friends with Wild from Long Island. He went to college with me. He's the reason I play Melee. Definitely going to try and
Wild's
come
awesome.
down again soon. And I'd love to try and come by something like that, guys.
2 years ago,
Fuego
Wild
is
fucked
a
me up on
whole
net play.
Really?
Oh, really?
Wild was fucking me up on net play 2 years ago. He destroyed me.
Yo, shout out.
He'll never let go of that either. I
Let's
mean,
go.
what on my He's gonna like, yo, remember when I bodied you? I was like, yeah,
Oh,
It's
damn.
like, damn it.
Damn.
yeah, I do.
All right. Well,
Nico will be like, remember when I was 3-0 you?
Yeah. Wait,
Damn.
what's the set count right now? Am I up?
Like,
Or are we?
yeah, I think you're up by 1.
damn. Premium pop-offs.
And I won the most recent this time.
All right,
So
fuck
now
outta
you
here.
can. So
I'm
I'ma
gonna
just,
fuck.
like-
I'm about to fuck you up next time.
Money match.
I'm gonna retire just so I can.
God
hold
damn
on.
it!
Money match at the Invitational. That'll decide everything.
That'd be fun.
All right, guys. Well,
All right.
thank you guys so much. I'm going to let everyone go. Thank you to everyone that stopped by the chat today, everyone that submitted questions. This was a lot of fun. And hopefully, not next week, I think the week after, we'll have another interview lined up. I think Matt.Zeb actually might be our next interview. So make sure you guys stay followed if you guys want to tune into that. Obviously, this will be uploaded to YouTube maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. This is going to be a lot of editing, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to everyone that watched, and I hope everyone has a good night. Take it easy.
All right, peace, dude.
All right, see ya.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Good night.